Guys, why do I think that Jacob is the most dramatic man in the Bible? Because tell me why he wept the first time he saw a fine girl, and that fine girl is Rachel. And he didn't stop at that. Now, when he started working for Rachel's father, his uncle, Laban, and he asked him what he would want to be paid as wages. Guess what he said? He said, I'm happy to work for you for 7 years for the hand of your daughter. And I was like, why didn't you say 1 week or 6 months or 1 year? A whole 7 years. Imagine working for free for 7 years to get married to a woman, like in this economy. It didn't stop at that. So after he completed the 7 years, he just went to meet Laban. Oh, I've completed the 7 years. Can I have my wife so that I can sleep with her? And I'm like, who? Calm down. Yeah, we know that you're going to sleep with her, but did you have to be direct like that? So we all know how the story ended. Laban ended up packaging Leah, Rachel's elder sister, for him, and by the time he found out, he had already slept with her. So this was the following morning where he went to meet Laban. I was like, what's going on? He wasn't happy. So Laban then said, well, according to their culture, if the elder sister doesn't get married first, the younger can't. So he said, okay, he was happy to work for another 7 years. Remember, the Bible says that during the first initial 7 years, it felt like few days to him because he was in love with Rachel. So romantic. So obviously, he didn't love Leah. And Leah felt that, okay, maybe when I start having children for him, maybe he would love me. And then God opened Leah's womb. She gave birth to Reuben. Jacob refused to love her. Give birth to Simon. He didn't love her. Give birth to Levi. He didn't love her. Give birth to Judah. He didn't still love her. All his heart was with Rachel. So now, when Rachel saw that Leah had already given birth to 4 sons for their husband, she became envious, and that is expected. I mean, given that she's been trying to conceive, she couldn't, and this is her sister popping children left, right, and center. So it's natural for her to feel the way she felt. And Rachel then thought to herself, how about I give my maid to our husband, and if she conceives, her child would be mine. So when she sold the idea to Jacob, Jacob didn't even say no. He welcomed the idea, and you know, just think about his grandfather for a moment, Abraham. When Sarah brought that same idea, at least Abraham questioned and said, "This lady is your maid." But his grandson Jacob didn't even argue. He went in with the maid, and the maid had 2 sons for him. So now this is where it gets very interesting. When Leah saw that Rachel offered her maid on a platter of gold to their husband, she felt, okay, I'll do the same thing. And then she offered her maid as well. And the maid had 2 sons. Jacob was just enjoying. There were 8 sons, 8 boys in the house. Just imagine the chaos. So one day, Reuben, who was Leah's first son, went to the wheat farm and then found some mandrakes. Came back with the mandrakes and gave the mandrakes to his mom. Back then, mandrake was described as a plant that can increase fertility and also improve romance as well. So when Rachel saw this mandrake, she wanted to have some. So Leah said, oh, no, you're not going to have this mandrake. You already have our husband to yourself. So Leah then said, let's make a deal. If you offer me our husband for the night, then you can have some mandrakes. Rachel didn't even contest the idea. She just agreed. And by evening, Jacob was already strolling in. And before he could even shout Jack, Leah said, I have you for the night. I've given some mandrakes to Rachel, and we have a deal for me to have you for the night. At this point, I can't even imagine what was going on in Jacob's head. So that same night, Leah was allowed to sleep with her husband. And before we knew what was happening, she had two sons again, back to back, and even had a daughter named Dinah. I don't know why no one really talks about Dinah. Well, moving forward, at this point, there were four sons from the maids and six sons from Leah, one daughter. And then God then decided to open Rachel's womb, and then Rachel ended up giving birth to two boys as well. So, ladies, do not let any man take you for granted. Rachel was a beautiful bride, and it took Jacob 14 years to sleep with her. And the fact that, women back then, they were so generous and so open-minded. Because tell me why, unprovoked, you just offer a lady to your husband. Kindly let me know what you think about this story down below. Thank you.